Hi, everybody. We are back. Thank you guys for your patience. You guys, I was busy. I apologize. Make sure this camera is where it needs to be. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Let me know. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, hold up. Sound. Is the sound good? Is the sound good? Let me know. Listen, we. Okay, cool. All right, sorry, I had to mute myself. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Morris. Hey, Sylvia. Hey, Sidella. Welcome. Shout out to you. Hey, Jen. I see you. Pika, Angela. Welcome. Jill just gifted a membership. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Thank you for supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Jill. Thank you. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, please, and thank you. Cheeks is in the house. We have much to get into. Nebby's in the house. Didi, how are you, love? Shout out to Didi. Thank you for everybody. Sorry, y'all. I'm like distracted and paying attention to the chat. I'm trying to multitask. Sean, how are you? Shout out to you. Oh my God, Rita's in the house. Welcome. Guys, we have so much to get into. Just the Tea Please is here. Kissamooch is here. Tammy is here. Thank you so much, y'all. I apologize. I am starting late. I had to push back the time, so I apologize. But, well, no, I don't, because I'm a mom and I got to tend to my child, okay? So I will never apologize for things like that. Lady Pamela is in the house. Welcome. Who else? Donnie, Grandma McGrew, shout out to you. Thank you for being here. Itzel is in the house. Rita, Aaron, Wim, who's probably in bed by now. Shout out to Wim. Don't wake him up because he's probably in bed by now. Welcome, welcome. Who else do I see? Brady, Becca, welcome. Yes, Claire, welcome. Reluctant Healer, Linda is in the house. Now, who else did I see? Hey, Jackie, how are you? Shout out to Jackie. Brittany. Brittany's in the house. Welcome. Charlotte is in the house. Welcome. Kitty Coo. Nate Hansen. Welcome. Venus. Welcome. Lovey Cats is in the house. Belen is here as well. Lori. Tony B. No Talk Tony. Thank you for being here. Iron Rabbit's in the house. Welcome. Susie Q's in the house. Yes, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, please, and thank you. And if not, that's okay. That's all right. I know I gotta stop, but it's like a habit. I don't know. I always wonder, y'all ever apologize for things you shouldn't even be apologizing for? Or just out of habit, like you're just apologizing? Yeah, that's totally me. I do that all the time. Welcome everybody. Hey, Locks, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we have so much to get into, and I don't even know where to start, y'all. I really don't even know where to start. Okay. Maybe we'll start with the judge and the lie, not a lie, everything that happened, what's been happening, at least with the court stuff. Then we got to talk about Tony Buzbee's skeletons are coming out, whatever that means. I mean, like literally, he is being dragged. People are looking into Tony Buzbee now. There's that. And then there's a victim who did an interview on the Lionel B show. And I'm trying to understand. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys where my thoughts are at, because I know some of you guys might have watched it. Maybe you didn't watch it. I'm not really sure, but it's too much that's being put out there. So we have to talk about it immediately. We have to talk about it. You said you want to do a poll, see if Diddy will get out of bail. You think he'll get bail tomorrow? Well, let's see. Hold up. Let's see. Hey, little Pinto. Okay, will Diddy get bail mañana? Mañana. It doesn't put the accent in there. Mañana? Mañana. Well, yes or no. Will Diddy get bail mañana? Here we go. Go vote. Now, while you're voting, please hit the like button, please, and thank you. Shout out to everybody. Get your drinks. You said no. Rebecca's like, listen, the answer is no. No. All right, Rebecca. Shout out to you. Kiss and mooch. I mean, they have the whole hearing tomorrow. We'll see. Y'all are happy to hear my thoughts. Hashtag no bail, please. No bail. No bail. Okay. Look, so the judge wrote a letter, and we got to talk about this letter, because this letter is talking about this legal pad that we were reviewing yesterday. and everything. And we have to talk about this situation here. I am just at this point where I'm like, what is going on? Okay. So the judge writes I don't know if it's a letter, I think it's a motion, an order at this point, and it's dated for yesterday. Well, it says in his November 19th, 2024 letter to the court, he's referencing Diddy's attorneys, Agnifilo. Filed prior to the hearing that same day, defendants stated that a government investigator took photographs of several items, including intact pages from 2 different legal pads, and ripped out pages of other legal pads. Okay. The letter also described the legal pads in details and argued that they were privileged in part because on top of his legal pad and note, defendant has a folder marked legal. Okay. So when we were live yesterday, shout out to the plaintiff Jane, because she had pointed this out too. If you're behind bars and you have notebooks and notepads and stuff like that, right? You have all this shit in there. And you write legal. I mean, who's to say that it's not like a hit list or like your escape plan? But if you write legal, nobody could take it because that's considered privileged information. It's kind of weird how all of that works. But anyway, so this is what the judge is writing. So intact pages from 2 legal pads, ripped out pages of other legal pads. The letter also described that legal pads in details and argued that they were privileged in part because on top of his legal pad and notes, defendant has a folder marked legal, which put anyone on notice that everything along with the folder marked legal is attorney-client material. Okay. At the November 19, 2024 hearing, defense counsel prepared the court with an intact legal pad with legal written on the binding, stating that the legal labeling on this and the pad showed that they were clearly protected by attorney-client privilege and should not be in the government's possession. Now, the court notes that the seal exhibit to the government's brief includes photographs of 2 intact legal pads taken at the time of the BOP sweep. There is no writing on the binding of either pad. Okay. Here we go. At the scheduled hearing on Friday, November 22nd, defense counsel should prepare to give the court further context on the legal label that the court was presented with on November 19th, 2024 hearing, and to address why this label doesn't appear on the photographs in the court possession and why it wasn't addressed in defendant's submission to the court made a few hours before the November 19th hearing. Okay, so did he grab his notepad and said, I'm gonna write legal real quick after they took the pictures? They did. All right. So they did the search. Let me understand this. They did the search. They went in there and they were searching, Diddy stuff, right? And they took pictures of of a notepad. Okay. Well, they're saying that the pictures that they have does not say legal on it. But the attorney is saying that this is legal. So now he has to come back and basically give the argument as to why it's legal, but it's not showing in the pictures. So did Diddy or somebody write legal after the pictures were already taken? Well, Remarks, is it semantics? Is it the argument? That's what we want to know. But he said it was said that it was like a to-do list. I'm sitting here like, what the hell is going on? Apparently they showed pictures, and in the pictures, it didn't say anything. But then after the pictures, it said legal. And that's when the attorneys are like filing the stuff. So did somebody write it in there? Yes. Yep. It was written after the search because the word legal doesn't appear in the pictures. By the way, we have not seen any of these pictures. So keep that in mind. So somebody's lying. So did Diddy say, damn, now that is some fucked up conniving shit. Like, if Diddy did this and that's your attorney, like, I would be firing my client. Like, Your Honor, listen, Your Honor, my integrity, Like, I know I'd be defending these crazy ass, convicted felons like Nick Rainier. What is it? Keith Rainier? Not Nick Rainier. Keith Rainier. I gave him a whole different name. And all these people, and I stand by them, but I am fighting, and I believe that, it is in good faith that Diddy did not write legal. If it was legal, it would have shown. If they took pictures, it would have shown in the pictures, right? It's so weird how all of this is working. So now we're having an argument about semantics, if I'm understanding this correctly. You said, well, Belende, I mean, listen, it takes a special kind of attorney. Morris is like, this is what Agnifilo is gonna say. I ain't doing this shit with you. I'm out. Nice try. You think that's what it sounds like? They're trying to trick the judge. You know what I mean? When I was watching, I said, "Oh my god!" And then I was watching BJ. Because BJ, under 10 minutes, the girl broke it down. And I was like, "Oh my god!" So then I was watching that, and I said, "All right, so help me understand this." So, did Agnifilo not think twice? Did he just say, let me just see what, did this really happen this way? I don't know. Because if you guys remember in the hearing, we thought this was like crazy. You said they have the timestamps in the pictures. So does it say legal or not? It's going to be interesting to see how all of this goes down. Yes, he wrote it afterwards. Is how I read the judge remarks, right? This is not good. Wheezy, everybody is trying to sabotage everything. Shout out to BJ Investigates, y'all. Make sure you check out her channel. Listen, everybody. So is Diddy trying to like is this a Diddy move? Did he do this after they took the pictures? And he said, I'm gonna go and tell my attorney. Somebody had to tell the attorney, or at least the attorney had to be advised by somebody. Somebody had to know something. It just doesn't make sense, you guys. Not at all. Let me tell you, if I was a judge, I would be really really upset that you guys are wasting my time, right? Because I saw the way the judge, well, we didn't see it, we weren't there, but we were reading the what Inner City was putting out there. And the judge was like there was this one part where the judge said, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that legal was written in the pad, yada, yada, yada. And you could feel it right through the screen. I mean, I was like, whoa, this judge. And I'm feeling kind of frustrated because they're going back and forth. The government is doing, what the government does. This is so crazy. You said Agnifilo's not giving up the money. Well, he's not giving up something. You said he's going to say he didn't know it was written. Well, I mean, Agnifilo would have to say something, right? Like, he's going to be like, I didn't know. Your Honor, they are trying to set up my client. Somebody took the pictures from the government that did not have any, I think it was to do that was written there, right? Your Honor. And then somebody decided to write legal. And then Diddy called me in our offices, and I guess, how is that supposed? I'm kind of curious now as to how he's going to come up with this right here that's being asked of him. You could almost see it. I mean, listen, not that I can get in Diddy's head, because I can't, because there's no way, right? But if this is my life, you better believe that I'm most definitely going to do what I have to do to figure out how to cause a mistrial. Okay. Like I don't want, because I think this is like a death penalty situation too. At least my understanding, the charges that he's facing. Yeah, I was questioning the judge's ability, because why are you asking counsel all these questions? You're the judge. Well, and I was questioning too. I was like, they're talking about processes. The government was like, we're not in charge of this. We might have switched up one of the investigators, yada, yada, yada. This is crazy, y'all, but I'm here for it. I am here for all of this. Now, side note, not that this is part of the agenda today, but since we did talk about Scott Baio earlier today, I just want to throw this shit in here, okay? Let me throw this little sauce in here. Can I throw some sauce in here? Y'all want some salsa with your tacos? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what's going on, all right? So I was looking back into Scott Baio, because Scott Baio over here, he wants to come over here and say, oh, I got the list, the Diddy list. And I'm thinking, because I remember when the Scott Baio allegations came out, in 2018, a couple years ago, right? He came out and he said all these people are lying on his name and whatnot, whatnot. That wasn't why they didn't take the case. It was because of the statute of limitations had already expired. So for me, it's like, Scott Baio, sit down and don't hurt yourself, because don't act like you've been cleared of anything when they couldn't do anything. They couldn't file against you based on a fucking timeline. Sit down, Scott Baio. Sit down very carefully. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. I had to say that. All right. I just had to say that. Okay. Yes, because Scott, I don't know what the, and I was thinking, I'm like, I got to do a video about that, because I don't know what is going on with Scott Baio over there, who thinks that, oh, I've been cleared and I can say all kinds of shit on Twitter, and you over here with the Diddy list, but you're acting like you've been cleared from. No, you have not. They couldn't file on you because of the time limit that ran out. You haven't been cleared of shit. This is the shit that gets to me about these people. Some folks think that just because you can't be charged criminally, that you've been cleared. No, no. And the allegations out there on this man are very interesting. I suggest y'all go do some homework on him. Matter of fact, we might do a video on it, since he wants to bring up a Diddy list and then, put in his little political agenda behind it, which, by the way, I'm really tired of that shit. Can we, like, the month is almost over. I'm over it. Let's get over this shit already. All right. We will figure it out. We will move on. I'm tired of these political people. That's it. That's all. But this man had a different agenda with that. So please sit down and don't hurt yourself when you sit down. Okay. Let's talk about Tony Buzbee. Oh my God. Now we're going to talk about Tony Buzbee. And then the reason why I'm like getting into these topics is because we have to talk about, I think her name is Mesha, Jane Doe 1 from the Lionel B show, did an interview, and I had to watch it like 3 times. Okay. But before we get into that, Tony Buzbee, they're coming for Tony Buzbee, okay? They're coming for Tony Buzbee. Now, let me tell you, this is a lot. Lawyer suing Diddy accused of assaulting Jane Doe. Exclusive. Tony Buzbee, lawyer suing Diddy, accused of assaulting Jane Doe. Now, it's been said, and I know I got some people here from Texas, okay? Because this guy's like a huge personality in Texas, because he is. I've been told by a couple people that Tony Buzbee does the most, okay, in Texas. All right. Tony Buzbee, the lawyer taking on Sean Diddy Combs, faces a lawsuit alleging he assaulted a woman he represented in a divorce proceeding. Now, could this be a shakedown of this man? Yeah, potentially. Could this be a situation where, like, say that he did all this, and is this a new lawsuit? Is this an old lawsuit? Are these allegations current? I think we just have to kind of weigh our options, all right? Yeah. Yes. Queen's like, what? Yes, love. Yes. Yeah, did you guys sit down? Let me know if you guys are ready for this. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, please, and thank you. I appreciate everybody here. Okay. So Tony Buzbee, the lawyer taking on Sean Diddy Combs, faces a lawsuit alleging he assaulted a woman he represented in a divorce proceeding. Now, the tables have turned on controversial lawyer Tony Buzbee, who's representing dozens of people accusing Diddy of sexual assault. Now, Buzbee finds himself in an ironic twist of legal drama. Buzbee finds himself in an ironic twist of legal drama. He's now on the receiving end of a fiery lawsuit accusing him of assault and other shady practices by a woman he represented in a divorce proceeding. These, I'm telling you, in a bombshell filing, allegations against Tony Buzbee include legal malpractice, breach of fiduciary duty, emotional distress, and even fraudulent concealment. The woman, only referred to as Jane Doe, claims that Buzbee alleged misconduct began with an assault, From there, she claims he spiraled out of control and committed a series of ethical lapses during his representation of her divorce of her in divorce proceedings. Excuse me. Now, according to Jane Doe's lawyer, Jeremy, is it Jeremy I. Bor Borhier? Is that how you say that? Now, this name looks very familiar. Is he one of the attorneys? Let me see. Wouldn't it be interesting if this is like one of the attorneys that's helping Diddy? Wouldn't that be interesting? Boyher? Boyher. He's an attorney, 20 plus years of experience. Um, he's an attorney from New York. Huh. Okay. So that attorney from New York is representing a Jane Doe. Buzbee prioritizes covering his tracks over protecting her financial interests, leaving her shorted by millions in a divorce settlement she now wants voided. Jane Doe is seeking actual and punitive damages, a nullification of the settlement, and attorney fees. For Buzbee, who's made headlines as the legal crusader for victims, the case may pose the ultimate test of his courtroom chops on the defense side. On the defensive side. The lawsuit is the latest headache for Buzbee in the last 24 hours. So on Monday, November 18th, a public figure identified as John Doe, and we know this, that now a John Doe is like suing him and his law firm. Okay. So they're highlighting what we already know. So, a public figure identified as John Doe, Buzbee claiming that he was trying to extort a massive amounts of money under the threat of filing a fabricated and malicious allegations of sexual assault. Okay. Buzbee also allegedly told John Doe he would dig up an untold other number of victims if the high profile figure did not pay up. According to the filing, John Doe's lawyer said that the legal maneuvering was nothing more than a weapon in a calculated plot to destroy his high profile reputation for profit, despite the complete absence of any factual basis for such claims. Now, this is the crazy shit. They got a quote from the attorney that's representing this Jane Doe. Tony Buzbee is a hypocrite. There is nothing worse than when a black hat masquerades as a white hat. So there's a new filing, I guess, and this is a Jane Doe. Tony Buzbee was working on a divorce and she was assaulted by Tony Buzbee, and now there's like this filing happening and she's coming full force at this point. Like, that is interesting at this point. I mean, this is becoming like a song and dance. So, like I said, Tony Buzbee's got some closets, some stuff in there. They got some stuff going on. I mean, I don't know. And like I said, I heard some stuff out of Texas that he is not stuff about, you know, doing stuff and getting away with stuff, if that makes sense. You said I would agree is in a cult. Diddy's in a cult and he sold his soul. Ooh, okay. Shout out to you. Let me see. What do you guys think so far? So now they're coming in for the attorney. They're saying the attorney's got something's going on with this attorney with Buzbee. I mean, we kind of side-eyed the situation, earlier when with the whole John Doe high profile figure type of situation. But now this person who worked with Buzbee, I mean, is this like, what do you make of this? Not that I don't believe the victim, but the timing does give me a pause. Well, the timing, they're coming for him now. I think that should say a lot, right? Like, what did Buzbee expect? You are literally 120 plus people that are coming forward. And let me just say, I'm not one to want to feel like I need to discredit a person, right? If somebody went through something, and it's interesting because, like, I was having a conversation with someone who said to me, the victims that are in this situation, right? They're not like perfect. Like, what is a perfect victim? If the attorney is shitty, does that discredit the victim? Does it make it harder Yeah, potentially. It makes it harder, right? Like it makes it harder for there to be anything happening and going. I think there's something to be said about that. It muddies the waters to a certain degree. But that's the piece that we have to think about this here. Like we are going to have a lot of people and let me just say this. I have not publicly said who I don't believe, who I don't believe when it comes to these victims. But we are going to have people and we have to accept this that we are going to have people that are going to muddy the waters. Okay. There are no perfect victims, but we are going to have people that, for all we know, could be a paid operative that is there to really muddy the waters and F shit up for everybody else involved. And I've said this time and time again. Right. So let's be mindful. Now, this is where I take a pause, just like Remart said. Look at the timing. So now we have, so he's dealing over here 120 plus victims, right? Now there's a woman who has an issue with the divorce. They're not giving timelines about when this divorce happened, right? We're also not asking that, but she is alleging, and let me just say this, allegations against Tony Buzbee include legal malpractice, breach of fiduciary duty, emotional distress, and even fraudulent concealment. She's only referred to as Jane Doe. And I thought initially it was like a sex assault situation. No, it's claims that Buzbee alleged misconduct began with an assault. Physical assault? What kind of assault? Like, what was this looking like? So all of this spiraled out of control while he was representing her. And so then here comes Jeremy. Is it Borher? I think that's how you say his last name. Some attorney from New York for like 20 plus years that basically says that he left his client tracks covering his tracks over protecting her financial interests, leaving her shorted by millions in a divorce settlement, and she now wants voided. Jane Doe is seeking actual punitive damages, nullification of a settlement, and attorney fees. Now, let me just say this. Did Buzbee receive a demand letter? Right? How come he didn't feel the need to go ahead and get ahead of this? That's the question that I have. I just have a lot of questions because now Buzbee's like, they're throwing Buzbee under the bus. They said they are coming after Buzbee one way or another, and I think it's something to be said about that shit. Like, guys, I don't know. Timing is everything, right? And shout out to Come Get This Commentary Kiba, who sent me this article. Actually, that's how I saw it. But people are coming for Buzbee. Does that discredit the victims in your guys' opinion? Where do you guys stand with the victims when it comes to now that we know what we know about Buzbee? Where do you guys stand with that? That's what I want to know, because is it, do y'all believe it? Do you guys believe this is tactic? Do you guys believe this is Diddy? I mean, this is even, here it is, even All Hip Hop on IG said the tables have turned on a controversial lawyer. We just read that. Bombshell filing allegations against Tony Buzbee include legal malpractice. We read that. Nothing new. So this is an exclusive that allhiphop.com received. Where do you guys stand with that? You said this is Diddy? This is Diddy. You said you agree with Kim. What did Kim say? Let me see. If he was guilty, he would try to get ahead of it, in my opinion. Well, there you go. You said Diddy's goons going after Buzbee now. Wow. And Buzbee, by the way, I mean, he's doing what he's gonna do, right? He's gonna drop more lawsuits probably. But where do you guys feel like this is landing? It's all misdirection, y'all. Okay. You feel like it's misdirection. All right, I got you. I mean, I guess I want to read the lawsuit. I want to read the lawsuit for this public figure that's a John Doe. That's what I want to do. Like, I need to read that to kind of get some sense of like what's going on. You said the victims are all, hold up. Matthew says the victims are still victims no matter how you spin it. Says Matthew, shout out to you. Buzbee just dropped 5 more. Well, he dropped 5 more today. No, yesterday. Mm-hmm. 5 more lawsuits. This just keeps going and going, guys. I mean, we knew it wasn't going to stop, okay? We knew it wasn't going to stop. Now, let's talk about this situation that is definitely going to be it's going to be trending here pretty soon, if not already trending. Lionel B, excuse me, Lionel B did a interview, and I cannot play it. In 5 hours, it has gotten 105,000 views. Now Lionel B, I can't play his video because he says it in his video that he'll strike you for commentary. He'll strike you. He'll strike you. He'll strike you. Okay, G Matt, what do you think about the interview? All right. I watched it three. I don't know why the magic number is three for me. 3 and 4. Well, I didn't watch it 4 times. I definitely watched it 3 times. Okay. So there's a woman in here who gave, like, I guess, an exclusive interview to Lionel B, right? And this is really centered about 3 different pictures. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Allegedly, the woman in this picture is the woman that was interviewed with Lionel B. Y'all remember this picture? When this picture came out on TMZ, and you guys, there were some of you guys in the chat, oh, that's a thing that we do. People eat food off of people. It's like I don't know. I'm like, well, who the hell? That's not sanitary, y'all. I'm not going to eat food out of anybody. But apparently people go to parties where people will eat food off of people, and it's like a thing. Well, apparently this woman in this picture was interviewed by Lionel B. Now, where I'm confused about this victim, and let me just say it this way. I'm confused in so many ways because, let me see. I feel like I wrote some notes on here because I was a little confused, and I was talking to somebody too, and I was like, I'm a little confused about this, okay? So, and I'm not the only one who's confused. Her name is Mesha. I think that's her name. Jane Doe, aka Mesha. She basically said that she's a Jane Doe, but she's not represented by an attorney. Initially, I thought she was the Jane Doe from the case. That's where all these pictures were coming from. But then she said she's not represented by an attorney. Hold up. Is this the only? No, there's another picture. This is the picture. It's another picture. Diddy victim from viral photo reveals identity and tells all. She says she was this victim right here. Okay. You think she's traumatized? I'm trying to let me tell you what makes it really difficult is because and that could very well be the case. She could very well be traumatized, and we don't with trauma, it's very hard to kind of, if you're still in that mentality, and you haven't gotten the appropriate treatment as everybody should and services, it's very easy to kind of like get confused about time frames, get confused about the things that might have happened as well. And I think it's important to kind of, put that out there. Now, hold up. I'm going to try to refresh. There's another picture. Here it is. This is the other picture right here. This is the other picture. She says she's this person too, right? Yeah, she mentioned that she was in a cage with kids, that J-Lo and Kris Jenner cut her. Like, there was a part where she was cut, but okay. Y'all, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be very careful. Look, all right. If she's the person, if she's the woman in these pictures, this picture in particular is in a lawsuit, right? This picture right here is in a lawsuit. She said that that's her. She said that's her. The face blurred. She said that's her. That's her. And she's in a lawsuit. But then at the very end says that she couldn't find an attorney to represent her. Right. So which one is it? Is she in a lawsuit or is she not in a lawsuit? I got you, Kat. I know it's upsetting for so many ways because that's the piece that I'm like, wait a minute. Yes. Yes, victims that, they've gone through trauma, and things will happen, but things like this right here is very important. So if she's in a lawsuit, she says she's the Jane Doe from this is her in this picture. Then she says at the end that no attorneys will talk to her. So she's not in a lawsuit. Diddy Docket, shout out to Diddy Docket. Diddy Docket, you were also very confused. So the photos shown are from Jane Doe, Michigan teen case. Thank you for listening to that. But that shows Douglas Winder as the attorney. And she says she doesn't have an attorney and doesn't know how the photos got out. So, y'all see what I'm saying? It's like there's something off about this. No, Kim, these photos right here, those are not from the raid. Those are from the lawsuit. We reviewed that lawsuit here, Kim. This one right here was from one of the lawsuits. And it was, I believe, 2 Jane Does at that time. So this woman comes forward and she says she's the Jane Doe from this lawsuit. This is where these, I mean, I could even pull the law. I think I still have the lawsuit. I can pull that lawsuit. That's where I'm confused. And I said, wait a minute. Yeah, she said she was only like 16 at the time. So you said, Sylvia said the girl on the table was 15 years old. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it's the same person. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm trying to be very sensitive and mindful, y'all, because like I said, a lot of people are coming forward and they're saying different things. You guys, let me tell you something. Look, I have had to learn, because I'm a social worker. I've had to, by trade, I've had to learn how to and it's, I'm still working on it. I promise you guys, and I'm gonna ask you guys to do the same, okay? When you are listening to a story of somebody's victims, it is a victim, right? And she's giving you the account of details. I get in my head all the time and in my heart. So it's very easy for me to get emotional to hear somebody's story. But one of the things that I had to learn very quickly in the field was how to listen to somebody and shut it off a little bit, that emotional side, so much so that I hear details and I understand the time frame of things, because that's what's going to matter in a court of law, right? Not that she doesn't matter and that the story doesn't matter. It's just that what is going to convict this man, or what is going to help this victim civilly. You have to put things into compartments, believe it or not. And it is something that was not easy for me, and it's still, it hurts every time that I listen. Like, I get choked up when I hear things, right? So when I heard her story, I had to go listen again. I said, "Woo, that's tough. Let me listen." Go back again. You start putting things into compartments, and you start realizing that this woman who says she's a victim of Diddy, and not just Diddy, but other people, she also said kind of different things that aren't necessarily aligning. Does she realize that she's going very fast, or that, like, is she understanding kind of what she's saying? Or is the trauma so much that she can't really slow herself down? If you know what I mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, something is confusing. Audrey English has brought up knowing this Jane Doe, saying there's somebody pretending to be her. Things ain't adding up. I'm gonna have to go and watch everything again. GMAC, go watch everything again. And I say this, like, I don't know Lionel. I'm sure his heart was in the right place with this. I think the only thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way is that we're not able to give commentary. Like, come on, Lionel, you know that us YouTubers, we work really hard. And I get it. This is your exclusive, but fair use is fair use. I'm not going to play his stuff because I don't want to get struck, but I do find that to be in poor taste, in my opinion. But when I heard it and I was listening, I said, there's something off a little bit. And that's just my discernment. You said discernment requires controlling emotional response. It's hard. Yes, it is, but it has to be done. You're right. You're right. You said she contradicts herself to me too many times. That's why a lawyer won't take her case. Yeah, but is it Kashima? Cash? I hope I said it right. Love. Shout out to you. Love your hair. Anyways, that's the piece that I was confused. I said, wait a minute. You just said you're a Jane Doe, and these are the pictures. This one was on TMZ. This one right here was the one that got to me, because this one was directly from a lawsuit. How do you say that a lawyer is not going to take your case, and yet this is the picture from the lawsuit, unless you're the Jane Doe from the lawsuit and you just outed yourself in this situation? If that's the case, holy crap, because why would you do that, right? Like, what happened that made you just want to out yourself this way? It's weird. So then, are we going to have situations where either that woman is really a Jane Doe, or she's a woman who says, I'm going to call myself a Jane Doe and put myself a name out there and use this picture from a lawsuit and say that it's me? And if that's the case, I'm just giving you different scenarios, you guys. That's really effed up for the actual victims. I don't know, because I don't know who would out themselves. And did she think about before outing herself? Yes, like, do we give her grace because she was, most of the time it could be CPSD or like false memory? I would say so. I would say like we could give her grace. I just really don't know. Like, this is a tough one. You said, but that's not her in the picture. She said it's her, Queen. So is it her? She Diddy victim from viral photos reveals identity tells all part one. She said that's her. She said that's her. She said that's her. And she said, and Lionel's asking her, she said this is her too. So she's at this table right here. And these photos were in TMZ. Yes, that's true. But the lawsuit was filed to Sean being arrested. Could she feel safe now to speak, proving that it is truly her? Maybe. That's a good point too. Yes, you're right. Like, it could, or it is her and she's now saying that she doesn't have a lawyer. Did the lawyer drop her? Could that be a case? Yes, she said those people that she mentioned at the jail, hospital, and all people need to come forward. Yeah, because she said that she was seen by a doctor. She said that, oh, like some of the stuff that she says, y'all. And if you watch it, I recommend you please like take care of you, because it's a lot of trauma to kind of review. So just take care of you. You have to go listen. And some of it just doesn't jive a little bit, you know. You said the lawsuit. Look at It's Kim is in the chat. Shout out to It's Kim. The lawsuit claimed that she was 17 at the time of the incident. Mesha is saying that she was 11 to 13, I think. It's the same lawsuit. These are the pictures that were pulled from that lawsuit. There it is. Thank you, It's Kim. I said something's false memory. I don't know. I remember she said earlier, Queen, she said it was like 11 to 13. Where does everybody land with this? I just want to know. Did you? Okay. Oh my gosh. Shout out to It's Kim. So It's Kim just sent us the legal docs on IG. Thank you, love. Shout out to It's Kim. Can Ahmad drop her channel, please? And thank you. Okay, here it is. Oh, is it? Do I have to pay for the document? Oh no, here it is. It's already. Okay, here it is. Hold up. I'm gonna go straight. Here it is, you guys. This is the lawsuit. Thank you, It's Kim. That's what I was so confused. This lawsuit was filed on December 6, 2023. This was yeah, it's about to be a year since it was filed. Yeah, shout out to Kim, you guys. Thank you, thank you. If Ahmad can drop her channel, please, and thank you, love. So this is the lawsuit, and the hold up, let me see. On November 16, 2023, Cassandra Ventura filed a 30-page lawsuit in which she exposed Sean Combs. Okay. So let me show you. Only a few days later, 2 other lawsuits filed against Mr. Combs and 1 Joy Dickerson Neal. Okay. I'm just reviewing some of it. Okay. Let's see. And in here, Mr. Pierre, third assailant, and another gentleman then escorted the high schooler to a private jet, which flew them to New Jersey. And then here are the pictures. This is where it comes from. Unlike many victims who have come forward after decades, Miss Doe can prove Miss Doe can prove that she not only met Mr. Combs on the night in question, but was in the studio, in his New York studios, in his studio in New York City with him that night. Remember when viewing these, Miss Doe was she was 17 here. But in her interview with Lionel, she says she's like 11 or 13. And hold up, I can definitely, I mean, we're not going to get struck because I'm not playing this stuff, but I want to see the transcript. That should be fairly. Hold up. I'm not playing. It has no. Oh, yep. Here it is. 11 to. Let's see. We're gonna pull it. Yep. She says, at about 3:58, I wanted to be a music artist. I wanted to be like I wanted to do music, and she told me that she was going to get 13 Grammys for this stuff. For my dad made her bring back the book. Hold up, let me go down. The number 13th is mentioned. I'm pulling 13 to see if we can find the number. Hold on. No. I can't remember the timestamp. I felt like I heard 11 to 13th as well. 13. Okay. Ooh, no, I found it. Here it is. She says, they got my picture out here. Who put my picture out here? So Mesha, yeah, definitely. That's part. Let's talk about those photos. That's all over the internet. So basically, that's you on the table, the food on you, and they're eating off you. Yes. How old were you in those photos? I was 13. I didn't turn 14 until the end of the year. So the timestamp is there, y'all. Okay. So she is saying here that she is the woman. I'm going to tell you, this can't be it. These are two different people. She cannot be, that cannot be her and then also be her. She's saying she's 13, 14 here. She's saying this is her. That's what she said. She said people were eating off of her. Okay, hold up. There's the other picture right there. All right. This is what I'm telling you. And then there's the other picture that shows up on Lionel's video. So she says in the video, again, he's asking her, Lionel's asking her, so the photos, let's get to the part of the photos that's all over the internet. So basically, you on the table with the food on you and they're eating off of you. Yes. How old were you when those photos? I was 13. I didn't turn 14 until the end of that year. And I don't turn like my birthday is in December. So like right now I'm 33, but she's 33 now and she was 13, about to turn 14. Okay, she did lie about her age, Steeler Princess. This is what I'm saying. She did say in the video that she lied about her age because she was scared. So the age could have been entered wrong. Right. But was it entered wrong in the lawsuit? And like I said, we have to be very delicate, y'all. I'm just like thinking out loud with you guys, which is what I tend to do a lot. But does that mean that her age is wrong in the lawsuit? Is that what we're saying? Hold up. Where's everybody land? Let me know. Okay, so she's saying this is her, which means this is her and this is her. Miss Doe has lived with her memories of this fateful night for 20 years, during which time she has suffered extreme emotional distress that has impacted her nearly every aspect of her life and her personal relationships. These are the only pictures that were shown in this lawsuit. Look, this one, while still in the studio section of Daddy's house, Mr. Combs asked Ms. Doe to sit on her lap to take a picture. A copy of the photo is there. Okay. And then the third assailant is, who is it? Harvey Pierre. And it says here, Ms. Doe, a 17-year-old child at the time with copious amounts of drugs and alcohol. Look at this. She's 17 and she was sitting on Diddy's lap. This is the picture that Lionel used. Blair's like, keep thinking out loud. I am, y'all. And I am. And I do like, I just want us to understand a little bit. Like, I definitely believe that there is something going on, but I'm wondering if she is like the false memory or if there's something more going on that we're just not getting. That's what I'm saying, Angela. So if she is saying, you said, Adria said that the picture with Diddy was 13, 14. That's what she said. So in the lawsuit, it says that this woman who she is claiming to be is 17. What do y'all think? I'm just asking Queen the questions. It needs to be cleared up, right? Because let me tell you guys something. With this lawsuit specifically, right? We don't know if she is the Jane. Like, I'm questioning whether she's the actual Jane Doe behind this lawsuit. And if you put those pictures out there, like you're putting that stuff out there, you know people are going to look into it and try to understand and put things together. You think it's the wrong lawsuit? You said, I hope this gets cleared up because she's been through something. My heart breaks for her. It's confusing. I agree with you, Kim. Like, I hope that it gets cleared up. You said it's what part though, Angela? Shout out to Angela, said she thinks it's the wrong lawsuit. If all this happened to her though, man, I don't know how, because she was like, she talked about being in cages. She talked about being basically hurt by Kris Jenner and J-Lo. This is huge, right? We definitely need to clarify some things. That's why I was like, is anybody on Lionel? Because I saw the comments and I didn't see anybody kind of maybe these lawsuits are available for public. Y'all can read them. It's not like this one right here. Like, you guys can look it up. You could probably find it. You guys determine what you make of it. Like GMAT says here, okay, question, spitballing here. What if, let's say, the FBI got all this stuff when they raided Diddy? They were able to build this case off of something that was there, but not the actual dough. Well, here's the problem with that, GMAT. This lawsuit was filed before the Diddy raids. The Diddy raids didn't happen until what, February to March? This was filed in December of 2023. So if these pictures were, there was no way that these pictures were found in the Diddy raids. These pictures would have been turned in by the Jane Doe on here, which if you are, is it her? That's the question. Is she the Jane Doe? She just outed herself? Because she said she's the Jane Doe on those pictures. I'm not making it up, and I'm not going to play Lionel's content. Hold up. I'm literally going to show you. These are the pictures that, I mean, they get shown. Look, she says that this is her. She's got pictures of herself. All right. When all of this was going on. And I mean, there's some other pictures in there. She said this is her around that time frame. And she says she is this woman right here. Look, this is where Lionel shows the pictures. She is the woman. There it is. There's that picture. She says it's her. So something is off. You said, okay, here's another quick question. What if Cassie shared this stuff? I heard somebody say this law firm is the same that is rep by Cassie. So is her attorney? Yeah, you're right. You're right, GMAT. So is her attorney the same attorney that Cassie had? Because Jenna, she just outed herself if she's this Jane Doe. But the problem is here is that if she's not this Jane Doe, I feel bad for the Jane Doe, if that makes sense, regardless, both ways. Yes, you're right. You're right. She can say anything she wants. Not a criminal case. Feds need to just get on top of this case so she can get justice. You are absolutely correct. Let me see. If she's saying it's her coming out, then be prepared to answer some hard questions. Every victim has to go through that. Every victim has to go through the scrutiny. That's the thing about being a victim, right? Like, it's a difficult thing to do because you're going to have people on the internet that are going to review your things and, you know, and this is just the internet. Just imagine what it's like in a courtroom. It's 10 times harder. This is why I said, like, you guys, for me as a social worker, that's the thing I had to do anytime I had to take information is put things into compartments and hear the information for what it was, because it's very easy to get stuck in the emotion of it. And that's hard. Even now, when I was reading the lawsuit earlier with the John Doe and the RoboCop situation, like that really hit a nerve for me, because I feel for men. because they don't ever speak out. And when they do, they get ostracized. So shout out to my men. I'm just saying, I just feel for you guys. And so hearing that information was hard. So here, I have a lot of questions. And I mean, this is her story. It's not for Lionel to figure out or anything like that. But I have a lot of questions. It was brutal. It was a brutal lawsuit. That's why I struggled earlier. Yeah, exactly. That's why victims don't want to be victimized. It's worse sometimes than going through it. It's true. And then you have to go through the, information and everything all over again. It's hard. It's hard. Sasha says, Rabbit, can you dig into Ali Carter's story? Honest, believe her. You can clearly see the PTSD. Sasha, I've heard, thank you so much for the $5, love. By the way, I've heard of Ali Carter's story, and Ali Carter's story is kind of hard for me to, I'm be very honest with y'all. Anything pertaining to child SA is very hard for me to hear. I did hear some stuff and it was just way too much for me. Like if I don't touch something and it's like out there, please note that it's not that I don't want to. It's just that emotionally it doesn't sit well with me. And if it doesn't sit well with me, like if I get really upset about it, it just triggers me too. So I've been asked to look into it a lot more. It's very hard to listen to, and I'm not ready to do all that and sit down and dissect it. If you guys listen to her story, she's talked to a lot of people. Go check it out. But it's just too hard for me to engage it and really understand it. Let's see what you have to say. Yeah, you have to go through all this information. Hopefully, in Lionel's second interview with Mesha, this will be straightened out. Jenna, that's what I would hope so, because let me tell you what's going to happen. Like, if this is just surface level reviewing some of these indiscrepancies, right? And not the indiscrepancies, but like certain things that don't make sense or don't match up. If I'm able to do this just by a little bit, an attorney is going to do this 10 times harder in a courtroom. So I think it would be best, at least my suggestion, that if this is her story, she tells it how it is. Hey, she's the one that has to stand on it, right? And I support that for her. But I'm just letting y'all know that there are some concerns that I have here, and that we have to like really listen to what she's saying, because a court of law is going to do the exact same thing. They're going to pull things apart. That's what they're going to do. And this is just bare minimum that I did here. I just put these things together. And shout out to Kim, who was in the chat, who said about this lawsuit. This lawsuit is public information too. So I would imagine if she's saying that this is her, this is the same person, okay? And this woman right here, who, well, she was a child. She was 17 years old. What is being outlined here? There are some names like peers, like all these other names, associates. They outline, but the age doesn't. And did she really just out herself? And why would she do that? She said that why would they post these pictures? Well, one of them's already in the lawsuit. So that was already there. I'm assuming she would have to have consented to have at least this picture out. But these other pictures right here, they're from TMZ. These pictures right here are from TMZ. So yeah, I don't know about like this one right here. She's saying this is her, and she was 11 to 13. She's 11 to 13 in this picture. When was this picture taken? Time frame. And then she's 17 in the other picture, but she lied about her age. So does the lawsuit have the wrong age? I have a lot of questions. This is let me know what you guys think in the comments. I have a lot of questions. That's kind of where I'm at. Where do you guys stand with this? You said the truth of what drives this world is more than most can handle. Absolutely. Yeah. I remember her say, why would they post these pictures? And I thought she also had mentioned that the FBI had those pictures. I'm gonna have to go listen. Yeah. She said it in the interview. Why would they post these pictures? And I said, well, you gave them this picture in the lawsuit. There's no way that they got this picture in the raids. No way. There's no way. This picture did not, like, the raid, this was filed before the raids. So timeline wise, I'm trying to understand this, you know? Wow, Texas Chica, that's interesting. You said I think the only picture of her is the last one, and the others are from the lawsuit. The other lawsuit. I think TMZ exposed the pictures. Expose her pictures. That's the one she's referring to. Yeah, it was a little what, and maybe that could be the case. This one right here, I don't believe was in a lawsuit. This one I saw on TMZ. I've seen I've seen every lawsuit at this point that's been made public, and this is not one that was there. The only one that was in the lawsuit was this one, and the other ones was not. This one was I saw it on TMZ. So they use this picture, and she's describing how they're eating off of her body, and she was only 11 to 13. So yeah, this is a lot, y'all. This is a lot. And you mean to tell me, look at all these adults, right, around her, and this is a child? And we were talking about, I remember we were talking about this whole situation where it's like, this is weird, like they got sushi, they got a bunch of food, and everybody was like, well, people tend to eat off of each other. It's like a thing that people do. I'm like, I ain't never been invited to one of those parties before. Clearly, clearly. Um, eh, that's, yeah. You said the TMZ belongs to Mesha, I think. Gotcha. Gotcha. But what do y'all think? What do you guys think? Where does everybody land with this whole situation? Okay, the Pretty Mess says the victim Mesha was 11 to 13 years old, and she was trained to lie about her age, that she was actually believing she was 17. MK Ultra is real, y'all. Okay. You said, Rabbit, are there ties between Diddy and the whole Dr. Luke and Keisha? Mesha? Her name is Mesha, not Keisha. I don't know. I don't know, Melissa. I've never heard, but possibly. I don't know. I don't know, man. Right, right. You said they ate when ate they going to address the children. Allie Carter, justice for her and her children, says Suzanne. Thank you. Um, no worries. Hopefully she can give context to the time gaps. Yeah. And part of that could also be because of trauma. Like that does happen. But my thing is, y'all, if we're noticing things here, it's gonna happen where folks are gonna feel some type of way and they're gonna start putting things together. It's going to happen, y'all. It's gonna happen. Let me see what else you guys saying. Remember the episode of the Kardashians? Chloe was talking about this party and eating off of somebody. Yes, Sylvia. Chloe, yo, right now with Kim Kardashian and her bot. Y'all saw that? Did anybody find that shit creepy? Like I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. You guys know I am not a Kim K fan, but Kim Kardashian and her Kim Kardashian, let's see if I can pull her ass real quick. And her bot. Like I'm sure she got paid for this shit right here. Like really. What is this all about? Um I don't get it. And she put a picture of an alien. I'm like, well, man, that's the look at her. Like, listen, at this point, the only man she can have right now is a bot. And I'm saying, I mean, you know, do what you got to do. It's definitely weird, but guys, this is what they want. Honestly, I hate to sound this way, but to me, this is what they look at this shit. This is what they want. This is what they want. They want us to turn to bots. Like at this point, let me tell you, these bots are going to take over jobs. Okay. The people, they're going to have a bunch of bots. Okay. That's what they're going to do. And at some point, I mean, you're not even going to need a man or a woman or anything or whichever way you swing, you're not going to need none of that. You're just going to need a bot. All right. It's bot city. I cannot listen. When I saw this, I said, this is not cute. Like, there is nothing cute. And why the hell does she look like she's taking a dump right there? Like, that's not cute. I'm sorry. I cannot. Look at this. That bot looks like he's, I'm done. She really likes this though. This might be the new man. All right. It's like who she's dating, a bot. He meets the expectations. Thank you so much for the $2. Thank you. Mambo DVS. Thank you, love. Shout out to you. Thank you for supporting my channel. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, please, and thank you. This is bot sex. That's what it is. That's what. Let's find out that there's going to be a bot sex tape. I'm sure there is one out there. Transhumanism. Thank you for saying this. It's been said out there. It's this whole situation. I don't know who thought this was cute. I'm sorry. Look at this. She said, what is this? I cannot with the bot. Look at this. Like, you know, she's getting paid. And somebody said she paid over $30,000 for this bot. Well, wasn't it Lamar that was looking for like a sex bot too that looked like, what's her name? Like, who thought this was cute? I don't get it. I don't get it, y'all. You know what? Diddy Docket, that's gonna be Christian. She's gonna be the momager of that tape. I wonder who's gonna direct that shit. Let me just say that. I cannot. You said no comment? No comment. Oh my God, that is crazy. Sexualizing bots, weird as AF. How do you not though? She sexualized it. See, it would have been fine when she was doing like, oh guys, I got a little bot and you know, he does Hawaiian dances and he does a thing. But you tell me she's not sexualizing, she's holding the bot's hand. You telling me she's not sexualizing this bot? Get out of here. Get out of here. This is crazy. That's what she's doing. You know, do your thing. You said I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Let me find out you guys bought a bot. We're gonna have some problems. Let me find out you guys bought a bot. We're gonna have some problems, okay? I don't know. You said, are you okay with the bot babysitting your child? I mean, it is weird as AF, you know? Yeah, and why are the photos are so blurry? Like, why are this woman she has a whole crew for a selfie. You mean to tell me she can only take blurry photos? What was that all about? It's very weird. It's giving something else. I don't know. You say you're cool on the bot thing? Nebulous is like, this is the Jensens. That's what it is. I don't know, man. I know, Sylvia, don't be putting no damn bot on my Amazon wish list. I will block Sylvia. That's a bot. Oh my God. I don't know, y'all. Oh my God. Thank you for the $1. Shout out to you, love. She's getting old. She needs filters. You mean to tell me she needs filters in the dark? That's how you know, like, her time is up. What are you doing, girl? Did you do it too much? Thank you for the $1. Did y'all hit the like button? Don't be stingy with the likes. Oh my God. Anyways, guys, I just had some thoughts and I'm glad that I was able to talk them with you guys. You know, I could be wrong about everything and y'all can correct me. And if I'm wrong or if I'm off, I will definitely come back and correct myself and say, like, listen, let's consider this when it comes to the situation. I just have a lot of questions as it pertains to this. And you know, like this thing has only been up a couple hours. I mean, not even 10 hours. It's already at 120,000 views. You know that somebody's going to get this and they're going to start. TMZ is going to get it. Somebody's going to get it and they're going to start pulling it apart because you know that that's going to be a huge deal. That's kind of where my thoughts are at with that. And then what do you all think about Tony Buzbee? Tony Buzbee. They're coming for Tony Buzbee, right? Correct? Let me know. You said no mirror. Texas Chica's like, yeah, no real man wants YouTuber. Lawsuits going to be coming against YouTubers. That's been happening. That's been happening. You think she's trying to be relevant? I'm like, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, Kim. You're too much. Anyways, guys, do me a favor, hit the like button. I'm having to head out because I got to go tend to baby bunny. I got to upload some videos for tomorrow. But y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments as we're reviewing this, breaking it down. Listen, I could be completely off. Let me know what you think. Okay. And again, you know, these are just my thoughts. Nothing but my thoughts. All right. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Oh, by the way, our song is almost done. I'm having to edit some things graphic wise. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys. Have a good one. Bye.